Hi everybody, Keren here from tuppencecoloured.co.uk. Thank you very, very much for joining me today for the latest instalment in my my mini album project. So today, this is the page that I have been working on. So it actually gives you quite a lot of space for photographs and journaling. Now, I originally thought that perhaps I'd put a picture here, but I decided that no, it wasn't working for me anyway. Let's just put it like that. So I've created, that's a little pocket that I could stick something in here, but I'm actually thinking of this as being a title page. And if I lift it up, then it opens up and it gives you loads and loads of space for journaling. There's a couple of little pockets there, and obviously you could decorate it in any way you wanted to. So stay with me and I'll show you how I made this page. I'm using Tranquil Tide for this page, and I've got a piece here which is 9 inches by 5.5, and on the short side I'm going to score it at 1/2 inch. And again at 5 inches. And then I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to score at 6.5 inches and 6 5/8 of an inch. Alright, and that's going to be my card that I build things on. I'm just going to check that I did in fact score at 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch. Yes. And I also want to score at 5 1/8 of an inch, I think. Yes, I do. So let me just recap that. My paper is 9 inches, my card rather, 9 inches by 5 5/8 of an inch, and I've scored it on the short side at 1/2 inch and at 5 inches and 5 1/8, and on the long side I've scored it at, this way around, 6 inches and 6 1/8 of an inch. Okay, so that's my first piece of card. Okay, so I have another piece here which is 9 1/4 inches by 6.5, and on the long side I'm going to score at 4.5 and 4 5/8, and I'm going to turn it round and score at 1/2 inch, whoops, 1/2 inch and 5/8 of an inch. Okay. I have one more piece which is 7 inches by 5.5, so I'm going to score on 3 sides at 1/2 inch. And one last piece which is 7.5 by 4.5, and I'm just going to score 1/2 inch on one end. So that is all my scoring done. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my my bone folder, and I'm going to burnish all of those folds that I just made. have the fold lines that are very close together, like here, it's helpful if you fold them up against a straight edge first, like a ruler, and then you can come in and burnish the folds. So now I can start trimming away the bits that I don't want and putting on my... So now I can start trimming away the bits that I don't want, and I can then start applying my tape. I'm trimming away the extra bit of the flaps that are here. On this side where I've got those two score lines close together, I'm going to cut it away at the one that is furthest away from the free edge. Alright. And I'm just using craft knife and ruler to do that. Okay. I've got tape on the back of that piece there, of that side, which is the piece on the right hand side as I'm looking at it. So I'm just going to take the backing off of that and turn that under. And again, you know, this piece isn't really strictly necessary to do that, but it does give it a nice finished edge, and I like that when I'm making a piece. It turns out actually I didn't really need that 1/8 of an inch there at all, but it's there. Hey ho, we will leave it. We'll let it lie, and while I've got my tape out, I shall put a piece along that edge there, because that's going to fasten in to my memory album. Okay, so it's going to come kind of like that. Okay, so let's do the next piece of it, which is this long piece, and I want it so that the flap is on the left hand side. I'm going to pop my tape on there. And I do need my 1/8 of an inch channel along there. And I'm going to paper card, sorry, running away, and I'm going to line this up with the outer of my two score lines. Okay, so I've got that fits on top of the flap that I just folded over, right? Which is why I said it isn't strictly necessary to fold that over, but I like it, so there you go. So that now is fitting together kind of like that. Right, okay. So I have one more flappy piece to go in, and it's going to fit together like that. Okay, actually that's going to be the top. So that is going to fit onto there, and then that's going to fit on top of it. All right. Now they're going to be pockets in this piece, so I want to mark where I'm going to put them. And of course my pencil has gone for a walk, which was here only a few seconds ago. And let me just, I've got a pen here. It's all going to be covered up, nobody's going to see it. Alright, so I'm going to measure up from my cut piece, or down from the top, and from the bottom I'm going to go 3.5 inches, and I'm going to make a mark. Right, and I'm going to go the same on this side, 3.5 inches, hopefully those are going to be in the same place. Oh, and along here, this is 5.5 inches to start with, so at 2 3/4 I'm going to make a mark there as well. It's halfway along. I've got a tiny hole punch here, 1/16 of an inch, and I'm just going to punch out on those marks I made. And again, now this is not strictly necessary to do this, but it will help me know where my cut line is going to start and finish, because the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to join those two little holes, those marks, together. Well, I'm not actually going to join them, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut between them so that I make a flap. And I've got a 1/2 inch circle punch, and at that mark that I made halfway, I'm just going to cut a little piece out. I wonder, could I do the same here? Let's have a go. So 1/2, 2 3/4. That doesn't look right. 5.5. It is right. 2 3/4. About there. And make a mark. Okay. And I'm going to put on some tape right up against that one mark. And the edges. Lining those two pieces up at the bottom, and then I'm just going to, oh dear, that's not straight at all. Luckily it's a hot day, oh, do you know what, this is much easier than I'm making it look, honestly. Better, and stick that piece down. And I've got two little pockets that I can pop things in. Folds in like that, and that folds in like that, and that folds over the top. I'm going to use magnets to hold the flap in place, so I've got two here, and they are the super strong neo magnets, neodymium, I'm not quite sure how it's pronounced, alright, and I'm going to use a glue dot to pop my magnet into place. So I'm going to start by sticking a glue dot onto the back of the magnet, and I'm going to place that on to my flap. Okay, now I'm going to take my other magnet and I'm going to stick it on top of the first one and pop a glue dot in place. And now I'm going to close up the flap. Okay. On top of flat magnet, I'm going to put my piece of DSP. And that will do two things. First of all, it will make a nice matting layer on my page. And secondly, it will stop the magnet from leaping up and wanting to join its partner over on this side. Now I've cut some other pieces of DSP which are 2.25 inches by 4.5, and I've rounded the corners of my piece of Tide, my flap. So I'm going to do the same to match on this piece. I'm giving it lots and lots of liquid adhesive. Just going to put that into place. Now that holds very nicely, and I'm just going to do the same for this piece of paper. Onto my front flap. Okay, so when I come to put my my photographs on here, I have a photo that's maybe about that size, and then I've got space here for journaling and there for journaling. Okay, so now I'm going to take this away, and I'm going to put some more pieces of DSP onto the other surfaces, and then we'll be ready to put it into the album. So here it is with all the DSP in place. I'm just going to fold that up, and now this can go into my album. So I'm going to start by taking away the backing on the tear and tape, and just making sure I've got this the right way up. And just line that up with the flap of the envelope, making sure that I've got room for my page, which I have. Okay, and now a nice coat of liquid adhesive. It's so warm here at the moment that you have to work quick, because the glue is setting almost as soon as it comes out of the bottle. Okay, so make sure that I can still open my other pages when that one's in place, because otherwise it wouldn't be much good. Okay, and now I'm going to give the adhesive some time to dry, and probably going to go away, put some embellishments on the pages, and then I'll come back and show you the finished result. I've decided that I'm probably not going to put any photographs onto this page, so it's going to be like a title page, because I've got loads and loads of room inside for photographs and for journaling. So I'm going to make this one a title page eventually, and I've got some die cut and sponged elements, and I'm just going to spend a little bit of time attaching them to the page. So yeah, I'm just going to play about for a bit. So see you in a while. So there is the finished page to add on to my previous. So that was page 4. Now if this is the first time you've come across this project and you'd like to see what went before, then I've created a playlist and you can use that to go back and see the project from the beginning. But that is it for today. If you've enjoyed it and you want to see more, then please do keep your eyes open, because I'm going to be working my way through all of these other pages in the weeks to come. But for now, thank you very much for joining me, and come back and see me again soon sometime, won't you? Bye bye.